This is the book of St. Luke, chapter 21, verse 8, and it reads, "And he said, Take heed that ye be not deceived, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and the time draweth near. Go ye not therefore after them. But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Then said he unto them, Nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom."
What is going on in 2024, brother? So most people know Sweden's about to be the newest member of NATO, and they're already telling their citizens to get ready for a war with Russia. I guess this is a good time to tell your citizens, hey, it's time to stock up and get ready for a war with Russia. What the hell is going on? What's also wild is on the same day, they announced that they're sending troops to Latvia. And these troops are going to join Canadian troops to deter Russia. It's like NATO's getting ready for a fight, but not only them. We have a Japanese foreign minister that just visited Poland to pledge their support against Russian aggression. If y'all don't know, Russia and Japan's been provoking each other, and Russia and Poland's been provoking each other as Russia launched a missile from Ukraine that went into Poland's airspace and then hit a target in Ukraine. Went 40 kilometers in. And if you want to find the article, it was posted on December the 29th. Right before that, Poland called for the full mobilization of the West to help Ukraine. This was Poland's new prime minister who pledged to be more aggressive with Russia. 2 days later, December 14th, Romania finds a crater on their territory after Russia launches a large drone attack on a Ukrainian port right on the Romanian border. This would have been the fifth incident. December 29th, Biden warns that the United States military may go into a conflict with Russia. And they said this if Russia succeeds in their war in Ukraine. If you want to go back a little further, July 19th, Canada had issued an assessment on the war in Ukraine, and they said they was getting ready for nuclear threats from Ukraine. They were planning to deal with a possible fallout of tactical nuclear exchange or a power plant explosion. Do you know who hopped on board with that after Canada did? The United States. Right before that, they had a resolution that they were going to go to war with Russia, that NATO would go to war with Russia if there was any kind of radiological explosion in the Ukraine, or if there was any kind of tactical nuke exchange in Ukraine. Now, there hasn't been a nuclear power plant incident, but there has been a nuclear incident in Ukraine. So there was a time when Russia hit a depleted uranium storage in Ukraine and made a huge explosion. People called it a nuclear explosion or a radioactive explosion. Anyways, these particles ended up going towards Poland and going towards the UK and Europe. Now, the only countries that admitted to detecting the radiation was Poland and the UK. Russia at that time told Europe that there was a radioactive cloud that was moving towards Western Europe, and pretty much tried to tell them to brace themselves for it. But they did on the public stage say that, it wasn't a big deal, but behind the scenes, it was a pretty big deal. Now, let's go back to the current. So December 16th, the UK says they have contingency plans to send forces to Ukraine if Russia greatly escalates the war. What have Russia been doing in the last couple of days? They've been hitting Ukraine with a massive missile attack, and the West has been trying to find ways to defend Ukraine. They warned if Ukraine didn't get the weapons that they need, that Americans would be going to fight in Ukraine. Now, if you put everything together, you know very well that we're not going to go to war with Russia because of Russia attacks a NATO member. They've already done way more than enough to bring NATO into a war, shooting down 6 U.S. drones in Syria, knocking down 1 in the Black Sea, KH-55 hitting Poland, 5 drone attacks in Romania, a ship blowing up off the coast of Bulgaria. Here's the one with the Black Sea, the drones over Syria, harassing American drones, NATO fighters being scrambled to investigate a Russian drone in Romania's airspace. That's the one that went down and made a crater for the 5th time. This is about the explosion off of Romania's coast and Bulgaria's EEZ, which was by a Russian mine. We also had a Greek-managed cargo ship that was hit by a Black Sea mine. But that's not all. We're also on the verge of war with Russia's partners, which is China, which they warned of that 2024, North Korea, and Iran. Crazy. More news next.
Shalom, Yasharala. Peace be unto the nation of Israel, whom are the modern-day so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, and speckled-bird Israelites, scattered across the 4 corners of the earth, including within America, Babylon the Great. And we are the Most High Yahweh chosen people of the nation of Israel. So without further ado, as always, just want to give all praises, glory, infinite honor to my power, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who was the God of the living, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Baruch Kodash. In the same tongue in Paleo Hebrew, we go to Mashanah, Kabawadim Lahasakonim Shal, God of Arakah, meaning double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, the true shepherds of Israel, along with the like-minded Sequanium, Wa'akim across the four corners of the earth, also pushing the sound doctrine, faith, truth, and sincerity. And Shalom, honor and salutation to Bayath, shut up without the house of David, along with the rest of the one-third elected men, women, and children of Israel. This is your fellow servant, Malak Rayab, back at it again. Let Harmer God One update, mildly known as World War III, in the midst of these war drums beating louder and louder within these rumors of wars, further intensifying within the sovereign interests and aspirations of these heathen nations, and the lowest of all of them, the Edomites, the self-proclaimed white or Caucasian race, further stirring the pot. As a sword on the left-hand side of the Heavenly Father, prophesied in Psalm 17 and 13. All right, further provoking these nations to these war provocations in order to further justify the unveiling of the satanic New World Order agenda. All right, which includes these war provocations because wars has always been big business for Esau Edom. So it addresses multiple aspects of of Esau's agenda, and that includes the justification of shutting down the economy by further allocating the federal budget towards the military budget of the military-industrial complex, further provoking these nations through their militaries and their governments. All right, and also to further threaten national security on behalf of these wicked international Zionist crime banking families, and blame it on these lower heathen nations, such as the Elamites of Iran, the Edomites of Russia, and so forth. All right. And ultimately to collapse this national economy in America and bring forth the chip before this last world war kicks off. All right. And this is why these things are happening in such fashion, because pursuing a psalm, I believe Psalm 119 chapter, Yahweh by Shem Shah is working a marvelous work in this earth in the year 2024. Okay, a year of great devastation, destruction, and chaos. Okay, especially by way of this last world war. So this is another recent war report on Reuters, and it's entitled "Big Protests Break Out in Yemen After U.S.-British Attacks." So it says tens of thousands of Yemenis gathered in several cities on Friday to hear their leaders condemn U.S. and British strikes on their country in response to attacks by Houthi militants on Red Sea shipping. The U.S. and Britain carried out dozens of airstrikes on Houthi military targets overnight, widening a wave of regional conflict unleashed by Israel's war in Gaza. "Your strikes on Yemen are terrorism," said Mohammed Ali al-Houthi, a member of the Houthi Supreme Political Council, referring to the United States. "The United States is the devil. For putting the spirit of evil and war in the hearts of these heathen nations to target themselves in further preparation of war. Like it's prophesied in Isaiah 13 chapter, the Heavenly Father Yahweh is the host of this battle. Okay, so, and in the midst of this battle being further waged, it's further exposing Esau Edom, as the devil the Bible speaks of, as this dragon of Arabia just mentioned. All right, Muhammad Ali al-Houthi. So it says, and this guy here. All right, which I'm about to play this clip momentarily. It's on report on Independent, and it's entitled "Yemen's Houthi leader warns Sunak and Biden your involvement will never go unanswered." All right. So, as a matter of fact, I'm going to play it now. It says, before I do read this, it says Yemen's Iranian-backed Houthi rebels warned on Thursday, January 11th, which was yesterday, that any attack by U.S.-led forces on Houthi targets will spark a fierce military response. The Houthis have carried out dozens of attacks against commercial shipping in the Red Sea since late November, and say their assaults are aimed at stopping Israel's war on Hamas in the Gaza Strip. Most of the ships targeted have no connection to Israel. All right, right now, in that particular area, Esau has been, intercepting these cruise missiles from these Houthi rebels and shooting down their drones. I believe it was about 18 different drones that they shot down recently. So this is the comments from this guy uh, Abdel Malik Al Houthi. All right, the Houthi rebels supreme leader. All right, so this is actually a different individual, but this is the Houthi rebel supreme leader. He said, "We will not hesitate to do everything we can, and any American aggression will never go unanswered." So I'm going to play this quick clip here.
لن نتردد إن شاء الله في فعل كل ما نستطيع وسنواجه العدوان لن نتردد إن شاء الله في فعل كل ما نستطيع وسنواجه العدوان الأمريكي. أي اعتداء أمريكي لن يبقى أبدا بدون رد، والرد لن يكون فقط بمستوى العملية التي نفذت أخيرا في استهداف الأمريكيين في البحر بأكثر من 24 طائرة مسيرة وبعدة صواريخ. الرد أكبر من ذلك وأكثر من ذلك. نوجه النصح لكل الدول الآسيوية الأوروبية في الشرق في الغرب، لكل البلدان: لا تورطكم أمريكا، دعوها تتورط هي، تفرجوا عليها، ولتتورط معها بريطانيا، لا مشكلة.
Yeah, so this little pop-up got in the way, but he's saying it was basically a dire warning to every other nation: do not get involved with the whore, preceding Revelation 17 chapter. Esau, Edom, through the hammer of the entire earth that's being made, that's being cut asunder by way of her wine. That's America, Babylon the Great. All right. So back in the initial article on Reuters, entitled "Big Protests Break Out of Yemen After U.S.-British Attacks." So it says, let me jump down. After Gaza's Hamas rulers attacked Israel on October 7, triggering Israel's assault on Gaza, the Iran-aligned Houthis began attacking shipping lanes and firing drones and missiles towards Israel, saying they would not stop until Israel's offensive stopped. The Houthis, who rule much of Yemen, said they would target all ships heading to Israel more than 1,000 miles away and warned international shipping companies against using Israeli ports. All right. And that's why it was reported from the Canadian Prepper that the IRGC is reportedly planning a military incursion against these U.S. military bases in the Middle East. Okay. Yeah, as a further response of the military provocation against America and NATO, against Iranian military bases set up in Syria. So it's clear that Esau is provoking these other nations, mainly the dragons of Arabia, because they want to control. They really want to seize control all the oil over there in the Middle East, which is why the 2011 Syrian coup took place, and why that 2016 coup against Turkey took place. Because Esau is looking to eliminate any opposition to his satanic New World Order agenda, and even his allies that he can't trust, such as Erdogan of Turkey. All right, so these other nations are becoming privy to the satanic devices of the devils, and this is why even going back to what the supreme leader of the Houthi rebels has said, when he's basically warning people not to get involved with the whore America, Babylon the Great. You had even other nations like China, the Moabites, point out the secular history of captivity and robbery, okay, and carnality on behalf of Esau, Edom against the so-called Native American Indians from the tribe of Gad and the so-called Negroes from the tribe of Judah. Okay, so that these nations understands the blood-soaked, bloody nature and history of America's foundation, which is carnality and witchcraft. And this is why that shameful spewing is being casted upon you, you devils, man. All right, and this is why these Yemenis were protesting. Okay, just like there's a major uproar on behalf of these other heathen nations against the Edomites because the cat is out of the bag that you're the devil. Like this Ishmaelite, mentioned, most likely Ishmaelite by the name of Muhammad Ali al-Houthi, said the United States is the devil, meaning what? Esau, Edom, the subsequent white man, is the devil. And that's being further revealed. So this is St. Luke 21:9 says, "But when ye shall hear wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass. but the end is not by and by. Then he said unto them, Nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilences, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven. This is exactly what we're seeing, okay? Including earthquakes in diverse places, rumors of wars. Case in point, there was a 5.9 magnitude earthquake over there in Afghanistan, ironically within the area of Yahweh Shaphat, where this last world war is going to take place, that will cause an ultimate earthquake, okay, that will transition over here to America, causing this world to shake to and fro violently. So like it is. So this is going into earthquakes. 5.9 magnitude earthquake. Another earthquake down in Japan of a 5.9 magnitude. Okay, a few days after another 7.6 magnitude earthquake, reported major tsunamis in that particular region. Then there's a 6.4 magnitude earthquake. There's actually a 6.4 magnitude earthquake down in Afghanistan, and not a 5.9 down there in the Hindu Kush area of Afghanistan. All right. So prophecy is further manifesting off these pages. And there's no other book, no other source of information that's bringing this information out. All right. So, which is prophecy. The testimony of Yahweh Shai only dwells within a volume of the book. Okay, and that's the Bible, the Holy Scriptures, the ancient scrolls. So this is Second Esdras, chapter 9, from the top, and it reads, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest Yahweh will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High Yahweh spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. All right, and these are times which we're in, uproars of the people. Speaking of which, I'm going to bring out this article here. This next article. On New York Post, and it's entitled Democrats Fume After Biden Orders Yemen Airstrikes Without Congressional Approval, Unacceptable Violation of the Constitution. It says several Democrats on Capitol Hill scolded President Biden on Thursday for launching airstrikes against Houthi targets in Yemen without congressional approval, arguing that the action was unconstitutional. And this goes into those moral decrees in Isaiah 10 chapter. All right. It says the president needs to come to Congress before launching a strike against the Houthis in Yemen and involving us in another Middle East conflict, Republican Ro Khanna of California tweeted. Says, I think it's Representative Ro Khanna, which is believe they're a Democrat out of California. But it says that they tweeted that it's Article 1 of the Constitution says I will stand up for that they said I will stand up for that regardless of whether a Democrat or Republican is in the White House. Section 2C, the War Powers Act, is clear. POTUS may only introduce the U.S. into hostilities after congressional authorization or in a national emergency when the U.S. is under imminent attack, Khanna went on. Reporting is not a substitute. This is a retaliatory offensive strike. So because Esau's claiming that he's on defense, but how can you be on defense in a sovereign area that doesn't belong to you? That's like Russia, China, and that's like them, America's enemies, including the dragons of Arabia, the Ishmaelites and Elamites, okay, being on the shores of America, claiming they're on defense while attacking America, okay, on American territory or within American territory. You see, case in point. And this is why this individual, back in this article, had mentioned that these acts that Esau is carrying out in the Middle East is of terrorism, man, and it's clear. Okay. Jumping down here, like they said, we did not attack the shores of America, nor did we move in American islands, nor did we attack them. Your strikes on our country are terrorism, said al-Houthi. He said they are terrorists and they are amazing at lying to the people of the world, but the awareness of the Yemeni people is a different awareness. Do you, Yemeni, think that America is defending itself, or is it a terrorist? All right. So it's clear that you Edomites are the true terrorists, man. The removers of peace, like it says in Revelation 6:4, the red horse. Okay, horse symbolic of power, red in your appearance because you have leprosy, okay, a lack of melanin, because you know the mark of Cain. Okay, to further identify you as the devil the Bible speaks of, who's created to steal, murder, and destroy. And this is how you got America from the lost two tribes of Israel, specifically the northern tribes, so-called indigenous. Okay, so this is your track record. Okay, taking shit that don't belong to you by force, and then going on a smear campaign on those who oppose your tyranny and your corruption. All right, and this is why these nations are preparing to destroy you. All right, so this is and even your own Edomite counterparts are calling you out in America. Going into Psalm 64 and 8, how their tongues shall fall upon themselves, because the innermost parts of Esau, Edom's wickedness, presented Jeremiah 49:10, is being exposed through his sexual perversion and decadence, through the whole pedo situation. Okay, that much more further exposed through the whole, Amalekite tunnel down there in New York, within under the synagogue. Okay, in that situation, the whole Epstein list situation. Okay, the whole satanic, perverse Hollywood wickedness being further exposed. Okay, that you devils are the strange nation spoken about in the book of Psalm. Okay, I believe it's Psalm 141st chapter, and that you were goddamn murderers, man. Okay, case in point. Second Ezra 9:4. Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High Yahweh. I'm gonna jump down to verse 5. Says, for like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, even so the times also of the highest Yahweh have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. All right, so this is we were within these ending effects and signs of the downfall of Esau Edom, because pursuing the second Ezra 6, it says that Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, because Jake is going to be ruling this earth after you devils, man, and none other of you heathen nations have next. Okay, despite the derision that's been given over to your minds. This is Jeremiah 51 and 46. Start at verse 45. It says, my people, go ye out of the midst of her, and deliver ye every man his soul from the fierce anger of the Lord, Yahweh, by Shem Shai, because that her is referring to America, the whore. Okay, so as ambassadors of Yahweh by Shem Shai, the watchmen, okay, we're set up to blow the trumpet, man, to sound the alarm of war. Okay, that will come, in a form of martial law. Okay, civil unrest, and it'll further transition to full-fledged war. All right. So this is, this is a snare that's going to befall the wicked. So we're out there to warn our people to repent, because the name of Yahweh by Shem Shai is our only strong tower in the face of destruction, man. Because salvation is only for Israel. Jeremiah 41 and 46 says, it's like Jeremiah 51 and 46 says, and lest your heart faint, and ye fear for the rumor that shall be heard in the land, a rumor shall both come 1 year, and after that in another year shall come a rumor, and violence in the land, ruler against ruler. Therefore, behold, the days come that I will do judgment upon the graven images of Babylon, and her whole land shall be confounded, and all her slain shall fall in the midst of her. All right, so Babylon the great land of confusion, America, where a male can act like a female and vice versa. Okay, where they promote all kinds of idolatry through the celebrities and the Baphomet statues down in Salem, Massachusetts, and Detroit, Michigan. You know what I'm saying? And Guadalupe idols and Buddha idols and all kinds of different idols of fertility, worship of the woman. All right, and Semiramis, Queen of Heaven, and the sun gods and goddesses. Okay, and mother goddesses will be destroyed, like it's prophesied in Isaiah 19 chapter, because America, Babylon the Great, is the sinful kingdom. Okay, that will meet her match by the likes of Russia and their allies. So it says in Jeremiah 51 and 48, then the heaven and the earth and all that is therein shall sing for Babylon, for the spoilers shall come into her from the north, said the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yashai. All right, and they're coming from the north. Okay, what's further reported here. All right, within these various articles, okay, being brought out. All right, including Russia, and this is why, as of recently, had this guy, the former Russian President Medvedev, warned of nuclear response if Ukraine hits missile launch sites. Okay, because obviously, the NATO enforcements down there, or reinforcements in Ukraine, have been further fighting Russia. There's another proxy war against Russia. So you devils been using all these proxy wars to target your enemies, you know, which are going to further backfire on you. Okay, and it's going to cause millions upon millions, even billions of people, okay, projectively anyway, to be put to death. All right, that believe that marvel after the whore America and her wine of fornication, her democracy, her wine. All right, we got here. Iran seizes oil tanker linked to crisis between U.S. and Tehran. Military officials confirm. All right, got here in New York Post. North Korea has no intention of avoiding war. Will annihilate South Korea if threatened, Kim Jong-un says. So these are constant threats of war and devastation to America on behalf of America's enemies from the north. As was prophesied in Jeremiah 51:48, including Russia, Iran, North Korea, China, and so forth, man. Okay, from the Eastern Hemisphere. Okay, so this cannot be this cannot be neglected at the slightest, because these things are happening, man. All right. So I'm gonna end this off in Jeremiah 51 from the top in verse 7, and it reads, Babylon had been the golden cup in the Lord Yahweh by Shemeshai's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Okay, the wine of fornication, indulging in military industrial military contracts, the JCPOA Iran nuclear deal in 2018. Okay, that 2015 actually, but Trump had rescinded from it in 2018. Okay, from that same deal that I believe was composed in 2015 under the Obama administration, and then Trump rescinded out of it in 2018. Then they've been assassinating Iran's top, military commanders and generals and military leaders. So obviously you're looking to further target Iran. This is why the war hawk Lindsey Graham suggested that the American military attack Iran directly and head on. So it's clear what your agenda is, okay? And this of your wine is going to have you destroyed. This is Jeremiah 51:8. Babylon is suddenly fallen destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain. If so be, she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country, for her judgment reaching to heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. The Lord Yahweh by Shemeshai had brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Zion the work of the Lord Yahweh by Shemeshai our power. All right, and this is being further done through prophecy, man. Which is why the prophets of Israel are back reincarnated, doing the same things we were doing back then, prophesy against evil empires, and pestilence and war, pursuant to Jeremiah the 28th chapter. All right, Jeremiah 51:11. Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. The Lord Yahweh by Shemeshai had raised up the spirit of the kings and Medes for his devices against Babylon to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, the vengeance of his temple. All right. Verse 12, set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon, make the watch strong, set up the watchmen, prepare the ambushes. For the Lord Yahweh by Shemeshai had both devised and done that which he spake against the inhabitants of Babylon, to destroy this place and leave this place neither root nor branch, in Malachi 4:1. Verse 13 here says, O thou that dwellest upon many waters. All right, just like it says in Revelation 17, right, symbolic of governments. All right, because you devils are the hammer of the entire earth. So it says, Jeremiah 51:13, O thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures, thine end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness. And America is epitome of covetousness and abundance in treasures, okay, begotten by the slaves of Israel, the captives of Jerusalem in Joel the 3rd chapter, in St. James the 5th chapter, by way of slave labor. All right, see, devils, whether he the nation going to pay for this in this last world war, okay, by Yahushai, the angels, and 144,000, okay, before we receive the kingdom of heaven, and the righteous, the true kings, priests, and rulers of Israel are ruling over this earth forever. So I'm going to end it off on that note and give all praises, glory, infinite honor to my power, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, whom is the God of the living, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahushai, Barach, Kodash, for blessing me with the spirit to do this video. To praise for the edifying, exhorting to the elect. And with that, shalom to the elect, and on to the next one.